sweet was it to secure the SEC championship in your home state? And you told me on Friday you had like 50 people, or Wednesday, whatever day it was, 50 people in attendance.
Yeah, it was really sweet. We set out a couple of goals, and that was the first one. And so being able to check that off the list, and especially being able to do it in front of 30, 40 of my friends and family was very sweet. And then getting to hang out with them afterwards. But I'm just so proud of this team, and I know that we have a lot more to accomplish.
Josiah, coach said if anybody deserves a second senior day, it's you and Santi. You guys have put a lot into the program. What do you feel like you've gotten out of it?
I mean, I've gotten lifelong relationships. I've gotten, humbled through this program, and I wouldn't be the man that I am today without being here and going through the experiences that I've had. I'm so grateful and indebted to Coach Barnes and his entire staff just for, sticking with me through the ups and downs. And, I'm indebted to my teammates as well because they're the best groups of people that I've ever been around. And, I can never repay them for all that they've given me, but, I try to come in with a great attitude and be the best version of myself every day for them.
What did you learn from that first game against Kentucky about that team?
Yeah, they're a really talented team. We pride ourselves on our defense, and luckily we were able to hit shots. We scored 100-some points, but they had 90-something. So we know we're going to have to be better on that end of the floor. They're really dynamic on the offensive end. They got, at all times, they got 5 people who can really score the ball at a high level. So our defense is going to have to be a lot more locked in than it was up there. We're going to have to take pride in that.
Challenging to kind of turn the page from winning the regular season for one more regular season game before all the postseason goals?
It's definitely not, because it's Kentucky. That rivalry is, they don't like us, we don't like them, and so I'm glad that, it's them coming off of a SEC regular season championship, because I know everybody will be locked in, and I know we'll be ready to go.
Just like he's moved on, but how big of a role did Mike Schwarz play in you ended up here? What was that relationship?
Yeah, that was I wouldn't be here without him. He did a great job of creating a relationship with me from a very early age. I remember he was the first. I actually had to call him because at the time I was in 7th or 8th grade, and coaches couldn't reach out to you before high school, I think, and so I started that relationship with him through a recruiter. And ever since that first phone call, he did a great job of staying in touch with me. He did a really good job of creating a relationship with my family. And I credit him for getting me up here on that visit. And then once I got here on the visit, it was that was just the icing on the cake. But Mike Schwarz, I definitely wouldn't be here without him.
Josiah, you and Santi are the ones that have sacrificed your roles a little bit the most this year, but you've also changed kind of position groups. You've been at the 4, you played some 5. Why have you embraced changing position groups so much this season?
Just because I want to win. I'm willing to do whatever it is on the floor to impact winning. And, if it's taking less shots, taking more shots, being better defensively, I think that, roles change from game to game, but especially season to season as teams change. But, Santi and I, we pride ourselves on being winners and, doing whatever it takes to come out with a W at the end of the day. And so that's why I'm so willing to, accept whatever role coach wants to give me, whether it's guarding the best post player, best perimeter player, taking more shots, taking less shots. As long as, whatever the game plan is to help us get a W, that's what I'm willing to do.
Rick talked about you and Santi as being cornerstones to this program. What does being a cornerstone of a program look like to you?
Man, it's taken a lot to get to this point. I wouldn't be here without Santi because I say Coach Barnes is the most consistent person, and right under him is Santi, because you know what you're going to get out of him every single day. He's such a great person. He's a hard worker, and he's a great leader, and somebody that's uplifted me through tough times. And like I said, I wouldn't be here without him. But him, Coach Barnes, saying that about us, it's really gratifying, just because Santi and I have been through so much. 5 years is a long time. There's a lot of ups and downs and highs and lows, but I just credit him and I for always having each other's back and always coming in the next day and trying to get the best out of each other and the best out of this group. And that's why I think that we are where we are right now, not just because of him and I, but the standard that Grant Williams and the guys before us set, because they were a really good basketball team before we got here. They're going to be a really good basketball team after Santi and I leave. But the culture here is second to none.
What impression has Dalton left on you this season?
Man, DK that's my guy. I feel like he's been here just as long as everybody else has. He's embraced everybody with open arms. I feel like if a lot of people were in DK's position, they'd be more selfish. But being around him off the court, he's such a selfless person. He makes the locker room laugh. He keeps us uplifted, and you know he's somebody that I know I have a relationship while I'm here, and you know wherever our paths may cross again, but wherever he ends up, I know that he's somebody I can always count on, and I'm thankful that he chose to come to the University of Tennessee.
Not even from a basketball perspective, how have you changed just personally from where you started to where you are now?
I was a little kid when I first came here. I thought I had everything figured out, but you know, God showed me quickly that I didn't. And I'm just happy with where I am right now. I'm happy in my own skin. I'm happy with the man that I've become. And I wouldn't be here without the people here, the experiences that I've had, the good, the bad. It's all got me to this place, and I'm so thankful and grateful for the University of Tennessee for accepting me with open arms, and I'm happy to be at VFL.
10 years from now, when you're talking back about what your favorite memory is from here, what's the first thing you'll tell everybody? Obviously, a national championship eventually, hopefully, but what right now, what would that be?
Man, I don't know. There's so many. If you would have asked me this question before the South Carolina game, I would have said the SEC tournament championship. But now, I mean, the regular season championship, I feel like that's even harder to do. I don't think I could pick just one memory. I would just say it's the people, the teammates that I've had, the coaches that I've had, the people who, you know, outside of the program that y'all don't even know, who are here on a daily basis, like the trainers, the assistant trainers, the student trainers. You know, everybody comes in with a smile on their face and uplifts you. And it's hard to, you know, coach. Y'all are at practice. It's not the easiest stuff to go through, but you know, at the end of the day, everybody has each other's backs, and everybody wants to see the next person succeed. And so I'm so thankful for the people, and that's probably what I remember the most.
If you could talk to first-year Josiah, what would you tell him about enjoying the next 5 years of his life?
Man, I would tell him he has no idea what's coming his way, but just to take everything in stride, never get too high, never get too low. Be thankful for it all, and just be where your feet are. Don't look too far ahead into the future, because you know the future, you don't know what's in the future. And so just being where your feet are, staying humble, staying grounded, and relying on the people around you. You can't get through everything alone. You need people in your corner, and you have the best people around you. So don't take them for granted.
Anything else for Josiah?
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.